Today's video podcast is about probably one of the most important things to think about when trying to change a child's behavior. Parents ask me all the time, how do I fix this? How do I get them to cooperate? How do I get them to stop whining? How do I get them to bed? How do I get them to eat their food? Before I even can offer any specific suggestions, one of the things I try to take parents through is understanding that there is a primary concept that they need to understand about getting anybody to cooperate, whether it's children or significant others or other family members. And it's something that I learned in this book here, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Stephen wrote about something really important, something he calls the emotional bank account. He says between every person and everybody in their life, in their circle, is something invisible called an emotional bank account. And Stephen went on to write that this emotional bank account, it functions like a financial bank account. So if you think about a financial bank account for a minute, what are the important things about a financial bank account? Well, first of all, you've got to make deposits. The whole point is to grow that financial bank account to give yourself buying power, consumer power, to give yourself the ability to be able to purchase. And like a financial bank account, an emotional bank account operates the same way. The greater, the bigger the financial bank account or the emotional bank account becomes, the more full it becomes, the better the relationship develops between you and that other person. So, like a financial bank account, what we need to do is to make constant deposits in that financial bank account, right? As many deposits as possible. You want to go to the bank often, get down there, and even if it's $5, $10, $100, $1,000, you want to build up that financial bank account. So, the object is more deposits, less withdrawals. Now, of course, we need to take withdrawals from our financial bank account so we can function and live on a daily basis. But again, the rule is to make more deposits, less withdrawals. So let's talk about this emotional bank account thing. Again, looking at the same perspective, rules like a financial bank account, you want to make sure that you make more deposits than withdrawals from the emotional bank account. Let's look at it from a parenting perspective. You have an emotional bank account between you and every child in your family. And that invisible emotional bank account must be grown, must be increased in size as much as possible. And how do you do it? More deposits than withdrawals. And that's what happens. So if you make more deposits in your child's emotional bank account, the fuller it becomes, the better the relationship. And look what the results. If you continue to make more deposits and less withdrawals, the child is more likely to cooperate, to do what you need them to do, and it makes life easier in the relationship if you're making more deposits and less withdrawals. It makes the child feel better. It makes them more likely to want to do it. So let's talk about deposits for a minute as opposed to withdrawals. Deposits are specific things you do to make the child feel awesome. But it does not include buying stuff for them. It does not include praising them. What it means is spending more time, doing things with them that don't require or require little money, if at all. Your time, following through on promises, being the person that you say you are, compliments, encouragement, sometimes just sitting there listening to them, being with them. You don't have to have a whole lot of substance when you're with them. Just be there. Talk very little. You want them to feel like, huh, I count. This is awesome. I feel really good about this relationship. So the objects make more deposits, less withdrawals. Let's talk about what some typical withdrawals are. Well, yelling, screaming, hitting, punishing, reacting, grabbing their arm, just spanking them and forcing them, not being understanding, all these withdrawals. So a lot of children misbehave simply because their emotional bank account is on overdraft. It's empty. It's crumbling. There's nothing inside. So if you're a parent that's been making more withdrawals and you tell your child to clean up the room or pick up that toy or get up to the table or shut that TV off, do you think they're going to want to do it? No way. Now, If you're a parent who's been making more deposits, spending more time being with them, encouraging them, and going on parent dates, parent-child dates with them, that child's emotional bank account is going to be overflowing. They're more likely to be cooperative. They're more likely to want to do what you need them to do in a pinch, especially if you've not planned ahead and all of a sudden you need them to do something, pick up their toys, you need them to get to the table, shut off the TV. When that happens, if you've taken the time to make more deposits and less withdrawals, they're more likely to support you in what you need to do. So I want you to keep in mind, before I can give you any parenting advice, when parents call me and they send me an email, I'm going to ask you, how is the emotional bank account between you and your child? What kinds of things have you been doing? It's not even just your kids. What about your significant other? Have you been making deposits in their emotional bank account? How about yourself? Have you been making deposits in your own emotional bank account? Have you been taking care of yourself so that you can be an awesome parent? Keep that in mind.